Today I'm going to do what a man has to do. This week I got a new budget-friendly guitar modeling unit. If you're familiar with my channel, you may know that I love playing or checking out modeling guitar units, and I offer preset packs for the units you know. The more expensive ones, but also the cheaper ones, the best high-gain tones ever. So if you would like to get my tones, please contact me on Facebook or Instagram. Links are in the description below, and then we can get into contact, and then you can get my preset packs for your favorite unit. And also please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Today I would like to show you or give you my first impression of the JOYO Gembox K8. So here's the editor, and this unit is relatively new as far as I know. I didn't find much information on the internet about that, so I was quite curious, and the people who checked it out, they praised it mostly, and company advertised it as being well, as being one of the cheaper units with the newest modeling technology, and so maybe the best sound results. To be honest, I checked it out now briefly, and I will give you my impression in a second, but the unit itself, it's not that terribly cheap. So it's it comes around 499, I think, euros, and comes with 8-foot switches and expression pedal. It looks nice, but you may know that there are other units on the market with these features. For example, the Valeton GP-200, which I also feature a lot on my channel. Comes also with 8-foot switches. Pretty similar interfaces and connections, an expression pedal, and this goes around 299. So you have to keep that in mind. And there are also other units, maybe the Mooer's GE300, I think, or the Matribox, Sonic Matribox, which is also relatively new and which is more powerful. They all come cheaper. Anyway, so here's one sound which I created. Building caps and amps. And it features the Marshall 800 overdrive and a cap block. Sounds good to me. With a little bit of room reverb. Actually, let's start with the reverb. So it's the last effect here in the chain. I'm using the Harley reverb usually with a dark tone. So this is maybe brighter, darker, no high or low cut. Yeah, Yeah, here you have the reverb effects, as I said, and you have currently 7 effects, which are okay in my opinion. But honestly, I've heard better reverbs on some of the newer units, for example on the Hotone Ampero 2-stage. Same goes for the delays. You have some delays here, 9 delays. You have a ping pong delay and a stereo delay, which is nice, and currently you don't have these stereo delays on the Sonic Cake Matrix. You have them and even more stereo delays on the Valeton GP-200. So if you would like to compare these units, I think the Valeton would be the winner in that category. Okay, the modulation effects, also not that many. You have 20 here, and basically only 2 choruses, 2 flangers, 2 phasers, which is okay. 3 phasers, sorry, vibrato, rotary, tremolo, stammer. Everything I would need is here of the basic effects, but some of the, well, not so basic effects, which I also like to use, are missing. For example, the widener effect is not there, which is a shame. And also you have only 1 modulation effects block here, and you cannot choose modulation effects in the other blocks. You can move these around here, and the inner chorus sounds okay. Maybe let's briefly check out some of the other effects. Maybe this is more for that flanger effect after the amp. Okay. I think these, they do the job, but I would consider them on the same level or a similar level like the Valeton or the Sonic Cake Matrix. By the way, the Valeton GP-200 and the Sonic Cake Matrix, they're using more or less the same algorithm, the same software, except that the Valeton has some added effects which came with later firmwares, which are the stereo delays, for example. And they are still missing in the Matrix. But the Sonic Cake Matrix is way more powerful, so you can use different instances of the same effect, and the chain is longer, I think. You can move these around. So Sonic Cake Matrix is way more powerful than the Valeton GP-200, and also than this unit, because here you have, I think, 11 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And 2 of them are effects send and return, which you may not use if you don't want to use external effects. So total then you have only 9 slots. You cannot use other effects here, at least I couldn't find out if that is possible. Overall the editor is pretty poor here. You cannot select, for example, where to save a preset, so you have to copy it, and if I hit this button here, it will save the preset only on the slot where I am now. That's really annoying. And EQs, you have 4 EQs here. Currently I'm using one custom EQ, which is the Parametric EQ, and 6-band EQ. Guitar EQ here. So with the EQ flat it sounds like that. But I like to dial out some mids especially if I'm boosting the amp. And as this does the job, well, you have only 1 EQ. There's no chance to get the EQ in another slot. You don't have the scenes function here. You have the control function, I think, so that you can use two switches to select or switch on different effects in addition. But this is only my first impression. I was playing around with that unit only for 1 hour now, so I will do more in-depth videos with the unit, I think. And you have the cabs and the amps, and here you can see the list of the cabs. 30 cabs come with the unit. And the amps, you can see there's a list which is quite impressive, I must say. 58 it's not that few. I was using the Mooer GE300 now. 900 sounds similar, also fine. The unit comes with the touch screen, but the touch screen is a little bit annoying to use because I think, for example, with the parametric EQ, it's almost unusable because, well, you have a linear knob, but you have the logarithmic frequencies. So every frequency from, I think, 10 Hertz to 20,000 Hertz. Usually 2/3 of this thing, it's useless because it's from maybe 10,000 to, or 5K to 20,000. It's way better using the PC editor here. But again, the thing isn't great, and yeah, I will do a video where I will check out some of these amps. I found one IR here, which sounds best to me. I'm using a high cut now. If I turn that up, you have the highest, but if you know my sounds, I like to have a little bit more fat mid-range sound, especially in a live situation. And yeah, you have the tube emulation here, which does a lot to the sound. It's like in the Moors, and you don't have a shitload of parameters here. The effects section, also not in the cab section. You have a space, which is kind of nice. And it does add space, and it's not only subtle, it's really audible. And yeah, we have another effects block here, but it comes with different effects, so the wahs and auto wah, compressors, so no chance to get two modulation effects within one preset. And you have the ODs, overdrives, distortions, 22. Again, not that many. The thing why I'm a little bit disappointed with this unit is, first of all, the price isn't, well, it's quite high in my opinion. The next thing is, and that is what was the biggest surprise to me, which I didn't expect, this unit comes with the amps and effects which are more or less in the Harley Benton DNA FxGit Pro. So I was thinking that they are using rather the same effects and amps like maybe the Valeton, which shares the same with the Matrix and the what was it? Hotone Ampero, I think. Or at least they belong to the same head company. And I thought this JOYO belongs to the same head company, or to the same like Mooer, so it would come with the Mooer effects. But actually I found it pretty similar, or it comes with the same effects like the Harley Benton DNA FxGit Pro. And that is a unit which comes in around a lot cheaper, around 289 euros, I think. So basically, I got the same sounds with the DNA FxGit Pro. The only difference is that the DNA FxGit Pro doesn't have 8-foot switches. It has much smaller pedal, also not that many ins and outs, and also no touch screen. But actually I like the screen of the DNA FxGit Pro. It looks simple, but I've never had any problems with that. I couldn't get the MIDI of the DNA FxGit Pro to work properly, so I hope this unit will do it, to send proper MIDI control changes. I don't know if it's important for you, but I will check that out. So in short, I'm a little bit disappointed now about this unit because, as I said, it comes with basically the same sounds effects like DNA FxGit Pro. It has only 11 slots here. It's not very flexible, so that you could run maybe 2 modulation effects blocks within one preset. Hopefully they will add a little bit to the effects, especially to the delays and modulation effects in the future, like the widener or a little bit more better stereo effects, ambience delays. The positive thing with the DNA FxGit Pro is it sounds really good, in my opinion. It sounds maybe better than the first generation Moers like the GE300. And so I can say this unit here sounds good. It's not difficult to dial in if you're choosing the right IR. But I think it doesn't sound as good as the new generation Moers like the GE1000 or also the Hotone Ampero 2-stage series. These sound way better. So in my opinion, this unit and the DNA FxGit Pro by Harley Benton, the amps and caps, they sound a little bit better than on the Valeton and all the Hotone products. The effects are pretty similar, but the Valeton, for example, has more. And yeah, so I think the price is quite high. The unit itself, the design of the unit, it looks nice, I have to say. It has this LED stripe. Maybe you can check that out on YouTube, or I will show it in another video. And still I have to check out how flexible the foot switches are. Also, I didn't play around a lot with the IRs here. I think there are other IRs which are also usable. And I don't say, or I didn't compare that unit side by side to the DNA FxGit Pro, so please don't quote me on that it's exactly the same. But I was comparing the lists and of the effects, the EQs, the amps and the caps, and they look pretty similar. And also in the DNA FxGit Pro, I used this cap which you find here for my tones, especially most of my preset packs. The DNA FxGit Pro comes with the I think it comes with some other amps, but so there are differences in the amp list. I could be wrong, but I thought it would have a PV standard 5150, which I couldn't find here. So here I have only the brown, which is maybe something different, and also the 5153. Again, I will do in-depth videos where I will check out all the amps and the ODs. But that's it for today. So yeah, I hope this helps you to get a first impression at least of this unit and what to expect. And if you got any questions, please post them in the comment section below. And yeah, subscribe to my channel. Adios.